Good morning, America. Flash flood threats. Major Midwest cities in the bullseye for up to 6 inches of rain. Other areas at risk for tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail. As crowds today may rival Thanksgiving at the airports and on the roads. Team coverage on the forecast and travel picture.
Back to the negotiating table. Vice President J.D. Vance arriving in Switzerland overnight for more talks with Iran.
I think we're hopefully making progress on the nuclear issue, making progress on the Lebanon ceasefire issue.
The Strait of Hormuz, a key focus. The conflicting reports on its status right now.
Chilling video evidence released from a Texas case fueling the debate over race and justice.
I'm not alleged. Okay.
Carmelo Anthony convicted of murdering a fellow teen at a track meet. The desperate 911 calls as Austin Metcalf lay stabbed in his brother's arms.
Come on, Austin. Come on, Austin. Come on, baby. Come on, you got this.
And the moment Anthony is seen running away.
Resort fire. The questions this morning into what caused a massive and deadly blaze at a 700-room hotel in the Caribbean. What we're learning about the woman who was killed.
Dog shooting investigation. Disturbing police body camera video showing LAPD arriving at an apartment for a wellness check. And the moment an officer fatally shot the owner's dog in the hallway. What the LAPD is saying this morning.
Draining situation. The President Trump says the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool will likely need to be drained again. Plagued by algae and peeling paint, who Trump is blaming for the damage and the cost to taxpayers so far.
You're the first, you're the last, my everything.
And dads of TikTok.
I'm going to show you how I tie a tie today.
Fathers using social media to share their journey and offer support.
Being a father is the greatest honor of my life.
Their everyday moments and advice connecting with millions of other dads looking for community. Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Sunday. Good morning, America.
We cannot wait for the dads of TikTok. Good morning, America. It is good to see you. A very happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day, Whit.
Oh,
yes,
thank you
happy
so
Father's
much.
Day.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
All the dads out there for sure getting some love today.
Absolutely. Stephanie Ramos on the desk with us. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much, friend.
There's a lot of news happening right now, including Vice President Vance arriving in Switzerland overnight for peace talks in Iran. The latest on that in just a moment here.
We're also tracking the busy holiday travel day, the Juneteenth holiday, in addition to Father's Day weekend, bringing massive crowds to airports, with the TSA warning that today could be one of the heaviest travel days of the year.
But we began with your Father's Day forecast with severe weather and flash flood threats in the picture today. Meteorologist Samara Theodore is here with what to expect. Good morning, Samara.
Good morning, Stephanie. Take a look at this video. I mean, it's just really damning looking at how much rain has fallen in Rochelle, Texas. These are people's front yards, making it difficult to even traverse roads, turning into riverways. Scott City, Kansas, we had lightning, we had hail, tennis ball size hail in parts of these regions. And the thing is, we're not done yet. So here's a look at your severe weather outlook for your Sunday. On this holiday weekend, what we've got are a line of storms ripping and running straight through parts of the plains in the Midwest. As a result, we have a level 2 out of 5, damaging wind, large hail, isolated tornadoes for anyone living in this yellow color here from Wichita to Springfield. But another imminent threat is that of flash flooding. If you live in red, you're at a level 3 out of 4 for significant risk of flash flooding. We're going to see storms training, meaning that these storms will be hitting areas, the same area multiple times. So prepare for that and make sure you have those alerts ready to go and maybe a rain check plan. That's a look at the forecast. Whit, back to you.
All right, Samara, thanks so much. Now to the holiday travel weekend with millions of Americans on the move. A busy day in the air and on the roads. ABC's Andrew Dimbert is at Newark International Airport with what we can expect. Andrew, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Whit. So the summer travel rush is on. Airports across the country could see some of the biggest crowds of the year today. In fact, the TSA expects to screen more than 3 million people to pass through security checkpoints today, a level that would rival Thanksgiving. The crush of travelers has been building all weekend. The TSA says it screened just under 3 million people Thursday, followed by another nearly 3 million Friday, and heavy volumes Saturday as Americans took advantage of the Juneteenth holiday weekend. Here here at Newark and really airports across the nation, officials are urging passengers to arrive early, check their flight status before leaving home, and make sure their bags don't contain any prohibited items that might slow them down at security. And it's not just the airports feeling the summer surge. Millions more are hitting the roads this weekend. Transportation experts say, generally speaking, early morning hours offer the best chance to avoid the worst congestion, while midday and late afternoon can bring heavier traffic as holiday travelers start to head home. But for those flying today, the message is pretty simple. Expect longer than usual wait times at security lines here at Newark. We're seeing the lines start to build a little bit, and just try to get to the airport a little bit earlier than usual.
And Andrew, on this busy weekend, officials are also investigating an incident in Boston. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so an air traffic controller put two planes on a potential collision course at Boston Airport. A Delta flight actually had to abort its landing and execute what's called a go-around to avoid an American Airlines jet that was departing from an intersecting runway at Boston Logan International. Take a listen to some of the air traffic control audio.
American 3161, where are you going? You cleared us for takeoff, 3161.
Both planes landing safely, and the FAA is now investigating. Whit.
Okay, Andrew, thank you so much for that info. Stephanie?
Now to the breaking news overnight on the U.S.-Iran peace talks. Vice President Vance arriving in Switzerland for negotiations. As nations in the Middle East watch closely, ABC News foreign correspondent Britt Clennett is in Israel this morning with the latest on that. Good morning, Britt.
Good morning, Stephanie. Yeah, the first high-level direct talks between the U.S. and Iran are set to begin in Switzerland, even as persistent fighting in Lebanon threatens to derail the whole diplomatic push.
This morning, Vice President Vance arriving in Switzerland, joining U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for a new round of negotiations with Iran today. The high-stakes meeting coming amid a fragile agreement between the two countries that has been threatened by the conflict between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah in Lebanon. At least 28 people have been killed in Lebanon since the ceasefire deal, according to the Lebanese state media, and at least one Israeli soldier has been killed, according to the IDF. Israel saying it targeted Hezbollah in response to incoming fire, Hezbollah accusing Israel of striking first. With the fighting in southern Lebanon escalating, Iran announcing on Saturday that it's shut the Strait of Hormuz, citing the strikes and the blatant breach and violation by the United States of the first clause of the ceasefire agreement, which calls for fighting to end on all fronts. But the U.S. is denying the claim that Iran is in control of the strait.
The straits are now open. The Iranian military is now destroyed.
CENTCOM reporting 55 merchant ships and 17 million barrels of oil traveled through on Saturday. It's still unclear whether that vital waterway is open. Amid the uncertainty, President Trump declaring the U.S. will not tolerate tolls on ships passing through the strait unless they are imposed by the U.S. if the talks fail. But the signed deal says Iran will allow ships to pass at no charge for 60 days only. Both sides have that time to hammer out the deals of the agreement, with Iran's nuclear program in full focus. Vance outlining his hopes for the talks before taking off for Switzerland.
I think we're hopefully making progress on the nuclear issue, making progress on the Lebanon ceasefire issue. Those are the two big things that I think we're going to be focused on.
Well, the real diplomatic work, it starts now, and it's time for the sides to debate that major sticking point of what happens to Iran's stockpile of enriched nuclear material. Gio?
All right, Britt Clennett, thank you so much for your reporting. Let's go ahead and bring in ABC News Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl, who's going to be hosting This Week later here on ABC. John, it is good to see you, but as Britt just reported here, Vice President Vance is in Switzerland. What are the stakes for these talks?
Well, this is an opening round, Gio, and the vice president is there. We expect that within the next hour or so, he'll be sitting down with the Iranians. That part hasn't started yet, as far as we know. This is really where all the difficult issues have to get resolved. The memorandum of understanding got into no detail about what would happen with Iran's nuclear program. That was the reason for the war in the first place. So it's starting at a very tenuous moment with the Iranians backing out for a bit because of what was happening in Lebanon and saying that the Strait of Hormuz is closed. They can't even agree on whether or not the strait is open. So expectations are not particularly high, but certainly the stakes are.
So the stakes are high. So how easily could the peace process really fall apart because of that conflict between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon?
Well, it's astounding, Gio, when you consider that during a 48-hour period, you had the ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel broken and reinstated twice. Back and forth, back and forth. So look, at any moment, that can jeopardize the peace talks. Remember, neither Israel nor Hezbollah are signed the memorandum of understanding, but both of them effectively have the ability to blow it all up.
We have about 20 seconds, John, but I want to ask you, if the talks fail, what could be the next move for the Trump administration?
Well, there's two options. One is to say that, look, we diminished Iran's military. We're just going to go along and basically at an uneasy status quo. And the other option, Trump has suggested, they could resume the war. But he has also said that if the war resumes, we could face a global depression. So not a lot of good options.
All right, and we always appreciate your insight on a Sunday. Jon Karl, thank you so much. And tune into This Week Later. John interviews Energy Secretary Chris Wright and former Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice about the fallout surrounding the U.S. and Iran's Memorandum of Understanding. Whit?
Gio, now to the investigation into a police shooting in Los Angeles. Officers opening fire on a woman's dog after she says she was only celebrating the Knicks championship win. ABC's Jacqueline Lee is in L.A. with the latest. Jacqueline, good morning.
Wait, good morning. There is growing outcry over how this dog was killed. Even the Los Angeles mayor speaking directly to the police chief, demanding a full investigation and accountability for any alleged wrongdoing. And just a warning for those at home, this may be difficult to watch. This morning, growing outrage nationwide after the release of this new body camera footage showing the fatal shooting of a family dog wearing a Knicks jersey. Last Saturday, during the Knicks championship game, a Los Angeles neighbor says she heard a woman screaming from a neighboring apartment and called 911 requesting a wellness check.
She's been screaming, "Oh my God," for 20 minutes, like something really bad happened.
LAPD officers responding, seen here knocking on her door.
LAPD!
The homeowner appears with her 2-year-old dog Jameson, a golden retriever, St. Bernard and poodle mix.
Put your dog in.
The homeowner closes the door as the officers are heard commenting on the dog's size.
I ain't getting bit by that.
The woman opening the door again, telling the officers the dog is not a danger.
We're not aggressive.
But Jameson gets past her. The LAPD alleging the nearly 107-pound Jameson charged at the officer, who then fired 4 shots, killing him. The homeowner distraught, later telling officers those screams the neighbor heard was a celebration of the Knicks winning the NBA championship. That neighbor, who didn't want to be identified, now expressing remorse, speaking exclusively to our station KABC.
I have a lot of regrets. I did have good intentions, but it didn't turn out the way I thought it would. So I feel guilty. I'm very, very sorry.
Through their attorney, the family sharing a statement, writing in part, "The badge represents a duty to serve and protect. What the public sees in this video is not protection. It is escalation, it is recklessness, and it is a tragedy that never should have happened." The LAPD does have a use of force policy for hostile dog encounters with tactics officers can use before firing their weapon, like voice commands, chemical spray, and kicking. The LAPD vowing a full and transparent investigation. Stephanie.
Such a troubling incident. Jacqueline, thank you. A Tesla driver says his car was on autopilot when it crashed into a Texas home, killing the elderly woman inside. ABC's Allison Kozik has more on the investigation. Good morning, Allison.
Good morning, Stephanie. The Harris County Sheriff's Office says the car left the roadway and slammed through the brick home at a high rate of speed. This morning, new video capturing a Tesla driving through a Texas neighborhood before crashing into this home outside Katy, killing an elderly woman inside. Authorities say this blue Tesla Model 3 caught on a neighbor's doorbell camera was speeding, blew through an intersection and missed a turn, and moments later, the car slamming into the brick front of a home. Inside, a 76-year-old grandmother airlifted to the hospital. She did not survive.
The kids were scared. My mom and my uncles, they were like, you know, it's insane what just happened, especially right in front of us.
A neighbor outside with his family for a birthday party saw it all.
And I just flew straight into their home. It just happened so quick.
The 44-year-old driver allegedly told deputies he was using his car's automated driving system. Deputies say he showed no signs of intoxication and is cooperating. He has not been charged. Now, investigators are working to determine if that technology played a role. Tesla's own safety report claims vehicles using its self-driving system have 7 times fewer crashes, roughly 1 for every 5 to 7 million miles driven, compared to 1 every 660,000 miles for human drivers. But the company stresses it still requires an attentive driver and does not make the car autonomous. And it's not the first incident in Texas. In April, a driver said his Tesla, using its full self-driving technology, suddenly accelerated through this lowered railroad gate in Plano, barely missing that oncoming train. And the federal scrutiny is growing. Safety regulators are now investigating some 3 million Teslas over their self-driving software, recently escalating that probe to the last step before a possible recall. Tesla did not respond to a request for comment. Gio?
All right, Allison, thank you so much for that. And this morning, an urgent investigation is underway in the Dominican Republic to find the cause of that deadly resort fire. Aerial images, look at that, show that massive blaze sweeping through the Viva Wyndham Dominicus resort there in Bayaibe. Emergency crews racing in as tourists fled to safety. It took at least 15 fire crews hours to get the fire under control. The Ministry of Tourism told ABC News nearly 1,700 people had to be evacuated from that resort, including more than 170 children. And of course, one woman died, 46-year-old Francesca Valentino of Italy. Italian newspapers reporting that she was a mother of 2. At least 3 others remain hospitalized.
All right, Gio. New warnings about the dangers of heat this summer. As temperatures rise across the country, officials say 3 people hiking at Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona died within a week from what appears to be heat-related illnesses. Joining us now with how to protect ourselves and all this is ABC News medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton. Doctor, always great to see you.
Good morning.
So first, remind us and explain what happens to the body when we're exposed to extreme heat.
Well, heat-related illnesses are increasing, and in terms of patients coming into the emergency room, the numbers are increasing more and more. And it's not just in the emergency room that I work in here in New York City. Across the United States, the rate of heat-related deaths has more than doubled since the 1990s. And again, it's so important not to underestimate the risk of this heat and overestimate your physical limit. What's happening when that temperature rises above 90 degrees, especially when there's humidity, is that causes strain on the body, and this is where risk lies. Kidney injury, heart problems, fainting, worsening chronic illness. These are all conditions that are becoming increasingly more common in the emergency room because of heat.
And doctor, the 3 tragic fatalities that all died in that 1 week were all hikers over the age of 65.
Yes.
So how does age play a factor in increased risk?
Well, age is certainly a risk factor. My patients over the age of 65 during hot summer days are most at risk. As we get older, it becomes more difficult to acclimate to the environment around us. But older adults are not the only people at risk. My patients, children under the age of 5, children are less able to accommodate the heat. They sweat less efficiently. That increases their risk. Pregnant women, those who have chronic medical conditions, and something that's always surprising to many of my patients, certain medications can alter the way that you adjust to the temperature, increasing your risk. Antihistamines, antidepressants, diuretics, or water pills. These are all medications that can increase your risk of complications to the heat.
So give us the tips here, Doc, because we want to go out there and enjoy the summer. It's hot out there. What are the guidelines?
And we should go out, but doing it safely is so important. So number one, when you're paying attention to the weather and you're looking at the forecast, I'm looking at Samara right now, thinking about this, and you're seeing that temperature rise above the degree of 90, that's when you have to pay attention. I'm seeing a lot of numbers on this map above 90 degrees. When that humidity increases, again, that's when the strain increases on your body. Something I'm always talking to about my patients, hydration is key. Adults need about 2 to 3 liters of fluids a day, and the majority are not getting that. And it's not about getting it all at once. You want to make sure to slowly hydrate throughout the day. Of course, protecting your skin. When you see that UV index rise above anything above 6, that's when your risk can increase. And most importantly, checking on your friends, your neighbors, elderly neighbors that can't escape the heat. It gets unreasonably hot in many of these homes and these apartments, especially when there isn't air conditioning or adequate ventilation.
Like you said, got to keep the water bottle nearby. Keep it going throughout the day.
Not one throughout the day.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Doctor.
Well, the Carolina Hurricanes are also heating things up. They brought the Stanley Cup home Saturday, drawing a massive crowd to downtown Raleigh. 150,000 fans packed the streets, turning the city into a sea of red and black, as you can see. Players hoisting the cup high along the parade route there. The team capping off the celebration with a rally and a long-awaited championship party for Canes fans, also known as Caniacs.
There you go, Caniacs.
Caniacs,
yeah. Congratulations.
Something, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Caniacs.
All right, still ahead here on GMA, evidence released following the conviction of Texas teen Carmelo Anthony in a dispute during a high school track and field match.
Plus, the Lincoln reflecting pool may have to be drained again. What's behind the new damage and the growing controversy in Washington?
Plus, Robin's exclusive with the Obamas as they open the Obama Presidential Center, the message behind the moment, and what they hope it inspires. It's all coming up right here on Good Morning America on this Sunday.
Such a classic movie. Yes. Welcome back to GMA. It's Father's Day, and we're celebrating fatherhood and friendship with this classic dad and son moment from a Goofy movie. You remember this, right?
Yep.
Well, you can catch it streaming now on Disney Plus, and we really hope you're taking time to highlight all of the dads and father figures in your life. A very happy Father's Day to all of you, and you as well, Whit. Make all the dad jokes today. Everyone should be laughing.
Exactly. Aw, gee, Goof.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Our
good
own
one.
Goofy right here.
Goofy, you know it. All right, let's take a look at some of the other stories that we're following on this Sunday morning here. A state of emergency in Los Angeles as flare-ups persist at the scene of a warehouse fire. The inferno started Wednesday in Boyle Heights, but flames erupted once again, sending plumes of thick black smoke billowing from the cold storage facility. Fire officials describe the blaze as very complex with numerous hazards for fire crews.
President Trump says the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool will likely need to be drained again. The pool plagued by algae and peeling paint. Trump saying on social media without evidence that vandalism is to blame for the damage. The first round of work cost taxpayers $14.65 million, and that's according to federal contract data. It's unclear how much the repairs now ordered by the president may add to that cost.
And a new artist-to-fan platform launched this weekend, and it aims to redefine how music connects with community. The startup called Indigo teamed up with rapper IDK for a weekend of events in Washington, D.C., celebrating Juneteenth with a global day of music featuring live performances and cultural conversations. Take a look.
I think it's important for me to give experience to my fans that they'll never forget, and places like Indigo make it possible for me to even do that. So that's what's special about that platform.
And music fans can sign up for events, experiences, and connect with the artist at indigoapp.live.
And the 2026 Special Olympics now underway in Minneapolis. And as you can see, our very own Rebecca Jarvis hosted the opening ceremony on Saturday. 3,000 athletes are showing up to compete in 16 team and individual sports. The Special Olympics runs through Friday, and you can catch the athletes in action on ESPN+.
So cool. What an amazing event. And we do start this half hour with the chilling video evidence now revealed in the case of Carmelo Anthony, convicted of murdering a Texas teenager at a high school track meet. ABC's Alex Brochet has more on this. Alex, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. And you remember how this case sparked a fierce debate, especially once that 35-year sentence was handed down. But now we are getting our first look at the critical video evidence that jurors used to come to their fateful decision.
What's your name, man?
Carmelo Anthony.
All right, see a little bit of blood on your hands there, okay?
This morning, we're hearing and seeing the video evidence that jurors saw leading up to their conviction of a teen in the death of Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas. Carmelo Anthony handcuffed after stabbing Metcalf in the chest.
I'm not alleged. Okay.
The April 2025 altercation unfolding after he entered this yellow tent belonging to Metcalf's team. Metcalf asked him to leave and pushed him. It's difficult to make out the confrontation from this video, but you can see Anthony leaving the tent after the stabbing, running, then quickly walking away. Bystanders pointing him out. He's intercepted by a coach and then taken into custody. This photo showing Metcalf's blood still on Anthony's hands.
My friend just got stabbed. You need to send an ambulance right now.
We're also hearing the chaos that unfolded in the moments after in 911 calls. Metcalf's twin brother holding him in his arms.
Come on, Austin. Come on, Austin. Come on, baby. Come on, you got it.
The case quickly drew national headlines, fueling debates and racial tension. The trial raising questions about fairness when none of Anthony's jurors were black. Advocates also frustrated over the length of Anthony's 35-year sentence, pointing to inequities in similar cases. Anthony, who was 17 at the time, claimed self-defense.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
Now his family is vowing to appeal.
It may not result in an outcome of it resulting in a new trial, but the appeal, the point of it is to determine whether or not a substantial right was violated and whether it caused harm to the defendant, and that would be ripe ground.
Carmelo Anthony filed a notice of appeal a day after his conviction, and experts tell us at one point his lawyers are likely to raise stems from a Batson challenge. They objected to prosecutors striking 3 jurors of color. Prosecutors say they had other reasons for removing those jurors, and the judge agreed. Stephanie?
All right, Alex, thanks so much for that update. It's time now for the weather with Samara. Hey there.
Good morning to my anchors. We did this for you guys. We've got Father's Day forecast.
So ready for this.
So Whit's dad's name is Steve, right, Whit?
You got
Did I
it.
get that right?
Yep.
Woo!
Grandpa Boss.
89 degrees there in Steve, Arkansas. We've got Angel Fire, 80 degrees there, Stephanie, in New Mexico. Javier Ramirez Colonia and Tom. That is your dad.
That's my father-in-law. Javier is my dad.
There we go.
Yeah.
Y'all, clearly I'm nervous. I'm trying to get this right.
I got 2 in there.
Yes, 96 degrees down in southern Texas, 86 up in Toms River. And to my father, good morning, Dad. Rogerville in California there. I don't know why that was so stressful. Nonetheless, we wish a happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Enjoy the weather no matter what. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Now on GMA and the historic opening on Chicago's South Side, where the Obama Presidential Center is welcoming visitors for the very first time. The celebration began Thursday with a star-studded dedication, music legends, past presidents, and the Obama family all on hand. And our very own Robin Roberts, she caught up with the former president and former First Lady, talking about their mission for the center. And yes, they had a little fun along the way.
Anchored in the heart of the South Side of Chicago, the Obamas say their presidential center serves as a reminder of what's possible.
I mean, for me growing up here, none of this was available to me as a child. To think that there are going to be kids like me, where this is their backyard, where people feel like they can just cross the street and gain access to the world. I mean, it's unbelievable.
During our visit on campus, we got a first look of the Interactive Museum, which takes visitors from the founding of the United States, the defining movements and moments of the 20th century, through the Obama campaign and presidency.
This is just the amount of letters he received in one day.
Wow. Even life in the White House, including a replica of the Oval Office.
The BlackBerry, of course.
President Obama says the campus was created with the youth in mind.
Hi, how's everybody doing? This is your park, so you can play here anytime.
But the kids weren't the only ones who had some fun.
This is the fun stuff. What activity takes up most of your downtime? What activity takes up most of your downtime? Yeah.
What do you?
First thing that comes to mind. Come on, no.
I know.
Well, what I'm asking.
Okay, you answer.
It's golf.
Why are you looking at me like that? You know what? Move on. Go ahead.
Okay, so I answer for her?
Was I wrong?
I was going to ask what you mean by downtime, because
what?
I don't have that much downtime because I'm still in the middle of running.
And the majority of it goes to golf.
Yeah, right. Crochet? Still crochet?
I haven't been because I'm playing tennis a lot.
Tennis, okay. Last show you binge watched. First thing.
This is embarrassing to say, but it was Ken Burns' American Revolution.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I did.
Oh my God.
A binge watch where I just watched. It's terrific. I recommend it.
I'll say, Mrs. Obama.
I just watched 4 seasons.
That's a good one.
Yeah, this is season 2.
All right. One word to describe your next chapter. One word.
Fun.
Me.
That's what you call
You
drop
like
the mic.
You know what? You seem to be grading her higher on her answers. Every one of her answers, you're all like, oh yeah, you go, girl.
Because
And
your
then mine, you're
answers
all
are like,
"Ah."
I just read about Lincoln again. It's like, yeah, whatever. Okay.
I knew that was going to hurt me.
Hey, you got to keep being you. Decades from now, when people are leaving the Obama Presidential Center, decades from now, what is your hope that they would have learned about the Obamas?
What I'm hoping is that they would see a couple of people who weren't born into fancy circumstances, but were really lucky to have people who love them, and were really lucky to be born into a country at a time when the essential creed of this country, that we're all worthy of dignity and respect and opportunity, that idea was blossoming, and that as a consequence, a little girl born on the south side of Chicago and some mixed kid, born in the middle of the Pacific Ocean in Hawaii, could end up being part of the process of building and making better the most powerful, greatest country on earth.
Such a wonderful and thoughtful conversation. And you can watch Robin's extended interview, The Obama Legacy, on Disney Plus and Hulu.
And coming up here on Good Morning America on this Father's Day, we're looking at the dads on social media sharing their journeys with advice and relatable messages of fatherhood and maybe some dad jokes. Stick around here on GMA. All right, we're back now on GMA saying happy Father's Day to all of you dads out there as we highlight a few who are sharing their experiences on social media. And ABC's Will Gans has more on that. You were scouring the internet looking for them.
And there's so many great dads out there. In Modern Family, Jay Pritchett says you gotta hang in there because when all is said and done, 90% of being a dad is just showing up. And this Father's Day, a growing community of dads are showing up not only for their own kids, but for a growing online community who turns to them for fatherly comfort and advice.
I'm going to show you how I tie a tie today.
Meet the dads of TikTok. Bo Peterson.
The big fish, short end is a little fish.
Jason Linton.
We want to let you know that you are enough, that you are loved.
And Darren Graham.
Am I going to be your best friend forever?
3 proud pops adding their own paternal prowess to the 6.4 million dads of TikTok posts on the platform.
Being a father is the greatest honor of my life. Happy 4th birthday.
Thank you. Each sharing their own fatherhood journeys with their millions of followers.
Everybody should know how to change a tire.
But don't call them fans. For these dads, it's all about family.
I want you to know you're doing okay.
Strangers filling the comments saying things like, love your videos. My dad died when I was young. This means a lot. And lost my dad and miss him every day. Thank you. I needed this so bad. Thanks, second dad. While each journey is personal, their messages are universal.
For too long have we heard that Black fathers are not visible. They're not around. There's a stigma that it's not existent. I was like, I'm going to do this with my son. So I started sharing just us walking through the neighborhoods and cute little highs and lows, little outfits and thrifting and all those things. Ready?
Yeah. Just like the best fathers do in real life, these social media dads showing up to talk, to teach, and to love.
Softness is strength. My son is one of the most strongest humans I've met because he's a perfectly healthy, strong, soft, gentle, beautiful human. I learned that through him.
And this morning, searches for I love you, Dad have spiked 1,000% on TikTok as users look for ways to send love right back to these dads and to their own, making this a very happy Father's Day indeed.
Love that.
What a beautiful story.
Softness is strength. I really like that, too.
Love that.
Thank you, Will, for that. And before we go, a big congratulations to our friend right here, Stephanie Ramos, this morning. Recently celebrated her promotion to Lieutenant Colonel in the United States Army Reserve.
Thank you so much, friend. It was such a wonderful celebration with folks that have been there on this journey for so many years, from my first commander in our OTC at Fordham University to my high school music teacher, family, friends, ABC colleagues.
So
really
proud
cool.
of you.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
Stephanie.
guys.